my name is Donna. I'm South African and an aspiring author. Today we're going to be talking about how to talk about your writing. I'm going to give you some points, some tips, and a little bit of advice, you can take it or leave it, about how to talk about your writing. And I suppose this could apply to any project really that you're working on, something that's close to your heart, especially a creative endeavor. So if you want to hear it, then let's go. My first point is I want to say that you don't have to justify yourself or your work to anybody. There's no point in trying to do it because most people are not going to give you the validation that you want, and you don't actually need validation from anyone. Just the fact that you are working on a project, just the fact that you are enjoying it, that is validation enough. The second point, and probably the biggest point that I'm going to go through, is remember that the person that you're talking to may be a prospective customer. They may buy your book for themselves or for a family member or a close friend. So remember to stay positive. Don't put yourself down. You know, it's a case of self-confidence as well. Speaking good words makes you feel good. There's great power in words. And I feel like if you are speaking positively, then you attract positivity to yourself as well. I find it also definitely helps to have a rehearsed synopsis. Something short and sweet, not too detailed. For an example, when people ask me what my book is about, this is what I say. I say it's set in the future and it centers around a young woman who gets caught up in a war between humans and an ancient humanoid species. So it's short, it kind of gives a brief synopsis about your story, and it invites questions. So maybe you could start with telling them a setting, telling them who the main character is or what kind of person the main character is, and just a little brief description of what your story is about. With your synopsis, try to entice and not explain. It's very easy, I think, for writers to over-explain their work because, you know, we're always thinking about it, it's always there in the back of our mind, but try not to explain away your story, because of course if this person is going to buy your book, they won't buy it if they already know what's going to happen. So entice, don't explain. The third point I want to make is accept compliments. You know, if there's somebody that you're talking to and they genuinely seem to be enjoying what you're talking about, and they say, wow, that sounds like a really great idea, you know, wow, that sounds really interesting, accept the compliment. I think as writers, we often feel like we're not good enough, like somebody else is doing it so much better than us. And I think it's healthy to accept compliments. And not in a big-headed, I'm the greatest way, but just in a way that you acknowledge your own worth and your own intelligence. And I think this actually applies to more than just writing, it applies to life in general. And somebody says, gosh, you look great in that dress, you know, say thanks, you know, I really like it too. Or, goodness, you know, your hair looks great today, and to say, yeah, thanks, you know, I straightened it today, or I curled it today. It's a case of just acknowledging your worth and keeping up your self-esteem. The fourth point and the last point that I want to make is that not everybody will like your book, not everybody will like your story or your idea, and that's okay. You're not writing for them, you're writing for you. And they might not be your target audience. If you are writing YA and a 50-year-old man says, oh, that doesn't sound very exciting or very interesting, that's fine, because it's not he's not your target audience. Your target audience is young people. If you were writing an adult historical fiction, then of course you should maybe consider what the 50-year-old is saying. But then again, maybe your book wouldn't be in his taste. Everybody has different tastes. Tastes are subjective. So remember that not everyone will like your book, not everyone will like your ideas, but that's okay, because there will be people who do like your book, and there will be people who think it's the greatest thing they've ever read, and that's great too. So last but not least, I want to say that I've left some links in the description of articles that I use while making this video, and please go check them out. There's some really lovely ones down there. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. If you liked it, give it a like. Please consider subscribing. Remember that I post videos every Friday. That's Friday my time, which is GMT +2. Thank you for spending this time with me today, and I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.